On the way home, thank you, Jesus. Today's the day. I'm on the way home and I'm looking forward to just relaxing the rest of the day. I may go out there and start planting, but it's really wet out there. But I wanted to share a dream that I had last night, or before I woke up this morning. And the dream was about um, the dividing, the social distance. That it was pretty much like almost like they tried to make it, not even they tried to make it, it was made permanent. Like they was trying to push, like in the dream, I felt like even after this so-called stay at home order, it was made the new way. Like as if they don't want us to be around each other anymore. And it was permanent. So I always say this is that what we have seen in the past is that when they try to implement something and it happens, usually they'll try to keep it that way. And that's the scary thing about this whole situation with the whole stay at home. And I mean, since I've been riding around out here, I'm not seeing anybody sick. And yes, there are those who did pass away, but then there were those who passed away from other underlying diseases and sicknesses, but they still went ahead and stamped their the paper COVID. So, in a nutshell, I personally think that the reason why they had to do this was to, number one, I'm not going to say do a stock market crash, but so they could take money out and have a reason. But what I've been seeing too is a lot of overreacting. Everything that we saw on China, like all of everything that we saw like in the news with everybody falling out all over the place, I have not seen that in the streets of the United States of America. Thank God. I haven't seen it. Like right now, this is what I'm saying. I'm seeing babies on bicycles, people jogging around. You know what I'm saying? Some people are wearing face masks because everybody's telling you to wear a face mask. But other than that, everybody's chilling. There were some folks that, came down with fevers. Then they said, oh yeah, you got it. And then the next day the fever was gone and they back to normal. Put it like this, and I said this before in the last video. If you had to choose between, you don't really want any daggone so-called disease, but if you had to choose between Ebola and this COVID, you would choose COVID. If this is all. So my issue, and I said this in the last video, is that we don't have enough testing, and the testing, and not enough testing, and testing, 1, 2, 3. We get it. Okay. But the main thing is the cure for this thing which you name Corona. So everybody, it's starting to get hot. And people like, man, look, you kept Walmart open. They're essential though. Everybody's shopping. Walmart making buku money, and so is Amazon. People not just going there to get groceries. They're going there to go shopping. New outfits. All types of stuff. I went to Lowe's, and like I said, everybody was just like, I'm going to, everybody in line to plant some stuff. And one thing that the Lord showed me is, more notice anything, and nobody was sick. It was packed up in there. Nobody was sick. Everybody was polite. And then when I went to Aldi's, lady, I forgot to put on my mask. Lady said, excuse me, ma'am. I was like, oh, snap, I forgot. See the president talking and stuff. I don't see no mask on him. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, I'm calling. Somebody's not telling the truth of how severe this thing is. Who you gonna trust? Because even if you did get tested and about time they give you the results 2 weeks later, you got your DNA. Oh, you do have it. Okay, but now I don't have no fever no more. It's like a lot of people on Facebook, they was just like, y'all, this stuff is real, because I was suffering from it. They told me I had it, but now I'm okay. Be safe out there. I'm like, girl, let me tell you something. When that bipolar was, not bipolar, goodness, that Ebola, man, they were burning bodies. It was that bad. They had to burn the body. I'm like, oh, we don't want anything like that. Like that movie Outbreak, that was bad. Now they're like, a lot of people are like, man, I can't take this no more. I mean, you looking outside, everything, you see the birds chirping and flying, they chilling. Like, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with you guys? Anyway, you got any more of those seeds? Like the birds not caring. So anywho, so this so-called doctor, I don't know who she is, the one who wears that big old scarf around her neck. That's not for fashion either. I'm trying to figure that with, what, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. So anyway, in my dream, the dream was, it was like they wanted us to stay quarantined. They wanted us to stay quarantined. And now they're saying that at first, this is the crazy part about it. Somewhere I read where they were saying that they haven't seen a lot of people suffer from strokes. Then all of a sudden, they try to say that young people and old people are now suffering from strokes. I don't mean no harm, especially with CNN, Fox, and everything. They blow everything out of proportion. Everything. It could be, a hurricane is coming. Oh, this is going to be the most dangerous hurricane. Remember that news reporter who was sitting there talking about, as you can see, the winds are pushing me all the way. Oh my goodness, it's just so horrible. And then two people in the background, they just go waltzing past the camera. Everybody laughed the daggone reporter out like, you lying. You are lying. Like these people, and to make it so bad, the two guys that was in the back, they both had like flip-flops on, just chilling, just walking past. But the whole time you try to make it like the winds, it's hard for us to hold on to the winds. And these two dudes came walking. They just came waltzing past like, everybody's, are you kidding me? So I feel like this is what they're doing. This is exactly what they're doing. Oh my, they just don't, what we need to do. Oh, it's, but what about this? That the reporter asked the lady a question. Well, what about Donald Trump must have made a comment of, drink Lysol, which was a sarcastic comment. And everybody's like, oh my goodness. It was sarcastic, y'all. Because this is what I said when the thing first came out. And I bought me some Lysol spray. And people was like, Mona, you can't spray that in the air. I said, let me tell you something. When things get bad, this will be like my new perfume. See, that was a sarcastic mark. And I guess the average people would be, oh my goodness, Ramona's gonna wear Lysol as perfume. I mean, come on, y'all, get over. Like, really. Anywho, but in the dream, I will say that it was like they wanted us to be like that. They didn't want us to come out. They didn't want us to congregate with each other. They didn't want people to come out. Like they purposely wanted everybody to kind of stay at home. In order for a society to go into a cashless society, you got to crash the current society. In order, you want to drive a new car, you get rid of the old car, right? You create an issue and you say, hey, we got a solution. But with that, it's fear. So that was the dream I had, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you something, like, I'm looking forward to like cookouts and family gatherings, and then here she go, oh, we're gonna expect to go through that. That was basically to let you know, mask on, nobody saying nothing about, matter of fact, I haven't even been looking up at the skies lately. Well, you know what, I have at home, and it's been looking very clear. Anybody been seeing any of these planes spraying any crazy stuff in the mist? Chemtrails lately? One thing a lot of people has been noticing, things seem a little crisp, but I just wanted to share that. So don't be surprised if they try to push this thing. And I'm gonna tell you something too. Everybody, especially on this end, knows that our hottest seasons are around the summertime, right? So what's going to happen around October, November, when people are really suffering with flu-like symptoms or the cold? Then are we going to go through another lockdown? Is this going to be like the norm? Because when I listen to what people say, and when I heard someone say, oh, going forward, so what does this mean? What does this mean? So yeah, I had a dream. 2 people quarantined, and they wanted it to be permanent. They didn't want it to go back normal. So we're going to see what type of, how this whole thing is going to play out. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, because it's just something's not adding all. Well, everybody knows something's not adding up here. I'm so tired of hearing about tests, y'all. Tests, we need tests. Tests. By the time they test you, you ain't even gonna have it no more, but they're gonna have your DNA. Then we're gonna come up with a worldwide vaccine. Ho, 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 ho. No thanks. But then this is the crazy thing too. They're talking about using plasma, other people's blood that recovered from it, because they got the antibiotic, the antibodies to fight it. So, and you say this thing go, to be honest with you, I'm just calling straight, boost your immune system and you'll be fine. All that stuff that we saw on China when they was falling out and people were going crazy and they was rewinding the daggone tapes over and over and over again. You not, let me tell you something. You ain't seeing none of that on this end. See, people are smart. You can keep rewinding things over and over again, and somebody look out the window and be like, what are they talking about? All of this is happening in Washington, D.C. Excuse me, I just drove past D.C. What streets are they talking about? I feel like, y'all got the money. You drained the system as much as you can. You got the trillions. Now you're just like, okay, let's start her up again. grass look real funny over there. So don't be surprised, y'all, if a couple of your freedoms, you know, went down the drain messing around with this. Don't be surprised when they want schools. Like I saw one school when they were, I'm talking about each little person sitting at the desk was 6 feet apart. It's no point then. Child gonna stay home and everything is gonna go digital. You know, especially with this 5G stuff. You know, everybody's talking about 5G and how it can ruin society but makes things go so quick. So a person would think like, well, stay at home. Stuff can come to you and come right to your door. It almost reminds you of that movie Ready Player One. In order for Tesla to even have all its cars to be on the road self-driving, every car has to read from the other car. Which means it can't be nobody just riding around in gasoline buckets anymore. And that 5G is definitely going to push that. So I don't know, but I will say this is that I did have a dream last night, and in the dream, it was like that was the way they wanted it to be permanent. They did not want us to go back to a society of free and being able to come and go and concerts and communing with each other like we used to. So I'm hoping and praying that does not happen. So, you know, people are waiting. I know in my area, they're supposed to lift this ban come June the 10th. Now, I don't know about everybody else or what they're doing. Some people are in May. You know, when it get hot, people ready to get out. People ready to stretch their arms. Look, you know, people ready to look nice and go around other people. This around springtime too. People ready to find the love of their life, to, I hope, get married. And, you know, people want to get out. Like, I don't, as human beings, we're not created to just live under a hut. You know, these trees right here, they help with the air, man, oxygen. You're not meant to just be inside. You got to be outdoors too. But yeah, that was in my dream. I just knew that they wanted that to be permanent. And so some people are like, where do we go from here? Is the office workplace gone? Because when some people look at, okay, we can do what we doing right now just by our people working from home. So what's the point of us paying millions of dollars to a building? Some people may try to look for jobs where it's on the internet. But, you know, I got my eye out on Mr. Bill Gates, because all of a sudden he done turned into a doctor with some microchips. You know, the ones that say 666 on it. I'm looking like, what you coming up with here? Because that's straight biblical. You won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. And everybody knows with cash, you're able to buy and sell and trade with cash. But with this one right here, this type of system, I'm not putting no microchips up in my body. That's just not going to happen. And we're coming to a time where the debt is just crazy. They just drawing up money like it ain't nothing. But then when you look at it, like, you make money any daggone way. It's only worth what a person think it's worth for. I had to get over. What was you going to do? Sorry, y'all. This person would think it was going to just run me off. So all I gotta say is just, be very prayerful, because we are living in some uncertainties, some times right now that things are changing, and when it comes to computers, it's growing at a rapid rate. Now they're talking about, they have this thing called quantum electrons now, like they're literally, like a compute system. And I'm like, see, y'all didn't dapped into some stuff, and that means this is going to be a whole turning. But we have to worry about we have to be, not worried, but we have to be very cautious about our health and all of this. How is this going to affect ourselves, the way we communicate with each other? And so many people, they're willing to take, if you're willing to take someone just poking you with what they call as a cure, and you don't even know what it is, you'll be willing to take a chip. I don't see what's wrong with the chip. I mean, I'm able to go ahead and buy things just by scanning my forehead. It's not even funny. I can see people right now. There's nothing wrong with this. I have one right now. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about? You just gonna let somebody probe you for real? That's what you know who's do. That's what you want to be the property of the USA for real? I don't know, y'all. I know. Just gotta be very, very careful. But I just wanted to share that dream, because that dream was not, I just felt like they wanted this to be our new way of life, Oh, social distance. And remember the lady who threw a birthday party? People showed up for the birthday party. And shoot, the police showed up like 20 deep. I'm like, where's their social distance? They didn't have not one mask on, but they had some batons though, popping everybody. And then here go the people on Facebook. That's right, lock her up for throwing a birthday party. I'm like, you're not even paying attention. If this was such a big threat, why aren't the police officers? What's up with them? They look regular. They was ready to start popping people. Certain things, I'm just not believing it. I'm looking at it like the bogus news when they were showing a daggone dummy that was laying on the bed. I told you, just like that daggone news anchor that was like, the winds are just blowing me. They're blowing me. Oh, everybody needs to buckle down with this hurricane. And them two guys just was waltzing on. I mean, like they went walking by like they was just do. And everybody's like, are you serious? I'm going to work. I see everybody out there getting it in, jogging. The family sitting up here riding their bicycles. Practicing their social distance. I'm like, this is okay. really sad, you know, because a lot of people, they did lose their positions and stuff. You look outside and you be like, wait a minute, but McDonald's is still open. Oh, that's because they're essential to give you French fries and hot dogs. Okay, Walmart is still open. Well, they're essential. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Got to slow down over here because these, man, let me tell you about over here. They will give you a ticket. Got to be very cautious driving around, especially DC. DC just horrible with it. They put you on highways and tell you you need to go 20 miles an hour. And if you go over that, you're going to get a double ticket on the highway. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to share that dream. I'm hoping that that's not the case, but in the dream, that was the case. Quarantine, what is it, social distance was like a permanent thing. That's what they wanted, and it was purposely done so it can be that way. I hope and pray that it's not, but that was the dream that I had last night, and I just wanted to share it. Like, we need to pay attention. I'm not saying some things you just don't believe, but everything I'm just not going to believe. I'm just not going to believe. Like, I don't believe everything I see on TV. Some anchors, unfortunately, they're not telling you the truth. Some anchors, they were meant to say the script over and over and over again. This is how you know they work together, because everybody got the same script. And then you got the whistleblowers, the ones who really screaming at the top of their lungs, and the minute somebody really telling you the truth, everybody says, oh, there's a conspiracy theorist. You can't believe them. You need to look to us. We know the truth. No, you don't. You don't even believe in God. Like, y'all, I think it was a pastor who was like, they still should have church. And so I want you to peep this out. So the news anchor, or the reporter, was asking the preacher questions, and this is what the preacher said. So you're pro-life, huh? I mean, not preacher. This is what the reporter said. So you're pro-life, huh? And I said to myself, what does killing babies have anything to do with what's going on out here? You're going to ask him if he's pro-life. And so the preacher, of course, says, yes, I am pro-life. I'm like, he couldn't have asked me that question. So, Ramona, you're pro-life. You think it's okay to reach your hand inside of a woman's womb and chop up a baby? Of course I'm pro-life. The baby deserves to live just like you're sent behind. Don't ask me stupid questions. You see, somebody gave him that script to ask that question. But I'm going to tell you one thing I did see the other day. A lady had, she had a sign that says, my body, my life. And it basically had a no face mask sign. Like, don't tell me to put this face mask on. This is my body, my life. Oh. And it's basically saying, you know, for the Dems who loves, you know, killing babies before they're born, and then try to be over here promoting abortion, but you making it mandatory for everyone to put on a mask to save lives, but you don't even think about saving what's in the womb. Y'all, when he said that, you couldn't ask me that question. Instead of you saying pro-life, why don't you say what it is? You're for life inside of the womb. You want this baby to live. But what you're trying to do, because I guess you much prefer to murder babies. Wicked, man. These people are wicked out here. I'm going to ask him that up there. You're pro-life, right? Everybody around here right now, you breathing and you talking. Didn't nobody chop you up. You alive, so that means everybody else need to be alive. I want to ask that question. You're pro-life, aren't you? Of course I am. And you living, ain't you? Your mama kept you, didn't she? Don't ask me stupid, dumb questions like that. Sometimes I be like, you know what? Let me just drink a nice glass of tea. Because I'm just trying to understand. I don't even want to understand it. I don't even want to comprehend it. We want you to believe anything, man. You cannot believe anything. Because when you believe anything, I'm just going to say it. You're stupid. You're stupid, man. You let a grown man come in your face and tell you, as big as he is, I'm a 7-year-old little boy. See, he's a little boy. You're, yeah. It's no difference from a man coming in front of your face and telling you he's a woman. And you really believe that? Well, I thought, he was just trapped in his body. You got a PhD? You got a degree? Okay, let me just get away from... If you can bring in one lie and trick you and trick a person because it is, you can bring in another lie too and trick you so easily. If y'all can fall into this, you'll be tricked easily. And Satan just sitting there laughing at y'all. Y'all take the bait all the time. And I think the most crazy thing is to be around stupid people, stupid, ignorant, crazy, evil people. And then when you say, man, this is not right, they look at you like, wait a minute, you're not going to agree with us? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to agree with this. You're not going to go with it? No. Of course not. I'm not going to go with it. We have a problem here. You're just not trying to fit with us. I don't want to fit with y'all because all of y'all, I don't. I know it's going to be a lot of people that's going to take those chips. I'm telling you right now. They're going to be front line looking at you sideways. Why aren't you taking the chip with us? Because I'm not going to hell with y'all. And only God owns me and got my body. That's the reason why me and mine ain't taking no chip. Oh, this. They're going to try to trick you. This has nothing to do with the Bible. Please. My Bible warned about this. I've been knowing about this stuff since I was 9 years old. I'm talking about a bunch of sheep just skip to my darling to the slaughterhouse. Y'all just jumping, hopping, just, hey, just going and doing what you want to do. right to the slaughterhouse. You know, whole time you thinking, oh, they gave us a nice something to sprinkle on us. That was called seasoning. I'll take anything. Y'all believe anything. I'm not believing that. Nah. I'm going in the house. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, what, you know. I'm like, look, I got my garlic. I'm boosting my immune system, doing what I gotta do. I mean, they don't have a cure. So what's the point of these tests then? You got enough people to know that they came up positive, then work from there for a cure then. We need more tests. No, I'm not giving my DNA to everybody. No. So people talking about this. Some people were denied because they didn't have a cure for it. Didn't you know? They're not even searching for a cure. They're not even saying we're going to come up with a cure. We're just a vaccine, not a cure. They, you know, evidently in the medical field, you cannot say cure. See, but Jesus said you are healed. By my stripes, you are healed. Anyway, I'm just, you know, really, I'm hoping that we will really have an enjoyable summer where family can get together. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. We need to get together because the enemy is trying to make sure that we are all divided. So, you know, just pay attention to all this stuff. Like, really sit back. Really sit back and look at it all. Like, look at all what went down with the financial institutions and everything. Like, really pay attention. Like, ask God to really show you and reveal what is this all about. Like, what is it really all about? Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to share that dream. The dream was is that they wanted us to be separated. They wanted these two people. It was like the norm. They didn't want us to come out of this social distance. And I feel like, well, what y'all going to try to introduce? Well, in order for you to go out in society, we need to probe you. We need to vaccine. Some people was like, I bet you're going to get vaccine now, and I bet you ain't won't. And then they had something on the news where somebody posted where they were going to try to test African folks in African first, like the first guinea pigs, to see if it was going to work. And then right after that, it was most African Americans are contracting it. I said, oh no, oh no, you're not going to do that. Because when that all started in China, I didn't see not one black person that was on there, okay? Let's be honest. When all them ships and everybody was going abroad and, you know, you did not see any black people on those ships. So don't even go there. Now, it's we want you guys to get, I'm not, don't, no. 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 And then somebody posted, this is a racist, what do they call it? A racist virus. I'm like, no, that's lying. That's what they trying to do. I was like, oh no, you don't. But you say they wanted to, hold on, y'all. What is You said they wanted to crash our economy. I believe they did. In order for you to have a cashless one, you gotta crash it. So you just throwing money out. First it's like, oh yeah, I'm getting my check. Then it's like, hold up, who gonna pay for this? Who gonna pay for this? They are being paid to lie. I mean, you can see it. You can like for instance, the mayor in DC. Somebody posted a video of her, y'all. When I tell you her eyes was blinking 100 a second, I said she blinking too much. You know, body language. She lying. She is like somebody done script this out for her to read, and they're asking, and the person answer her question. So, mayor, when do you think? Well, you know what the social? She was blinking so much, y'all, that I was just like, she lying. She blinking too much. She's blinking too much. And my cousin was like, I did see the interview, and she was blinking way too. When people under pressure and they lying, they look at their eyes. You look at them. You know, that's like one time when I saw these two prophets. They supposed to be these are false prophets. They supposed to be prophesying, and you have to give your money and all this other stuff. And so when the other so-called prophet was preaching, the other one in the back picking his fingernails. I said, look at these dudes. Like, they lying. He over there picking his fingernail, like looking at his nails. Not caring for people and their sicknesses. The other one's talking this, and he over there picking his nails. I said, they lying. Pay attention. Yeah, watch the face. Watch the body language. And watch the person. So what are you saying? What does this mean? So does this mean that our whole summer is gone? What are you saying? I'm like, come on, that's what y'all trying to push. You can't go over see your mother and your dad or visit them. They're going to drag you out the house. Social distance. And I'm going to tell you something. Though. There was some inmates that was trying to get out of jail. And the inmate was on the phone like, it's just horrible in here. I mean, people got it. The food is, we don't know what we going to do. And, you know, it's just real messed up. I mean, the whole time he was giving you all of this because he went out of jail. He went out of jail. Come on now. If you've been in there and you find out this could be your meal ticket to get out, I'll be in there too. It's horrible. I'm not saying that it wasn't, but y'all, when I was listening to this guy talking, I was just like, oh, you know. But the judge was still like, oh no. Let me tell you something. He came up with Apple, okay? Everybody walks around with their cell phones. And I was saying this, that literally, I need to literally unplug from the internet, including my cell phone. Come on. You gotta ask yourself this, and I want y'all to be very honest with it. Be very honest. Can any one of you leave your cell phone home for a whole week? You keep your cell phone with you, and majority of you look through your cell phone at least 8 hours a day. Because I'm going to tell you what the enemy knows. The Bible says this, the eye is never tired of seeing. So we search, we look, we always looking at something, searching for something, scrolling through something, seeing something new. You know what I'm saying? And I said to myself, wait a minute. This thing has really started to be a part of me. You lose your cell phone, it's like, oh my gosh, you lost your cell phone. I can't find it. You know, you crying and some more stuff. My cell phone cracked. Oh my goodness. I mean, be really honest. Could you do without your cell phone for a whole month? Could you do without your cell phone for a whole month? Could you just leave it? turn it off or whatever for a whole month. And see, I got to thinking, well, Dad, I travel for work. What if something happened and I'm gonna need to make a phone call, but I don't have my cell phone? We all guilty of that. Some of y'all like, we all guilty of it. But you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to learn to get unattached. I know I'm guilty because I was saying to myself, this is too much. Like I'm guilty. But I was saying to myself, I am going to do that. I'm going to have to leave. And then now, they have a tracker to tell you you're down how many hours or up how many hours you've been on your cell phone. And a lot of us will say, yeah, we keep our cell phone for emergencies. A lot of us have it for emergencies. But especially those of us that got the touch screen, that we can go on the internet whenever we can. We can see what's going on. We can scroll through YouTube, Facebook. Some of y'all got Snapchat. And what's the other one? All types of outlets that we can look up and see what's going on. We spend majority of our time searching and letting our eyeballs see whatever we can see or whatever that's going to make us feel good before we go to bed. But I am saying to myself, like, I'm going to start doing that, leaving my phone. I was thinking to myself, maybe I have to get a pager. But then, let's say if my mom trying to reach me. But remember back in the day when we used to remember people's numbers? Like, I can remember maybe 3 people's numbers by heart. It is. And a tracking device, too. Yeah, remember the pager? Remember everybody thought they was like that when they knew how to put hello on there? See, that's telling your age. I'm even going to have to do to get a flip phone. And to be honest with you, yeah, with the codes on. Everybody had a pager. We thought it was like that too, clipping it on our belts. That's right, get a flip phone. That makes sense. Get a flip phone. But then it's just like we do a lot of talking, a lot of searching, but not enough thinking. So maybe I need to do that. Maybe we need to do that. Maybe we need to do a challenge. Let's see how long you're going to go without your cell phone. Let's see how long, because I know I'm guilty. I'm guilty. When you get that technology, everybody looking down at the phones and not looking up. Distraction. It is a distraction. They gave us a toy and now we all just like, hey. Yep, payphones are gone. 25 cents. Those days are over. Even kids got cell phones. And this is the thing. Now, what's going to come next after the cell phone? Now, it's the projection. What is that thing? Like when a person's body is standing before you, but it's not holograph. That's what's going to hologram. That's what's going to come next because Star Wars, and I think I saw a professor who did something when he was on the stage, but he really was not there. That's the new thing that's coming up, hologram, and that has to introduce this 5G. So technology is getting up there. Like once I saw what they call it, Rocket Boy. When I saw that dude with that backpack on flying all over the place like it was nothing and landed in a perfect position, I said to myself, now I can see myself flying down the street to get a cup of coffee. Like we're coming to that type of technology. that it is here. And with that, it did those chips, that's coming out. That's coming out. So it's already that guy with the backpack flying. I mean, I can see my daughter flying home with that thing on, and I'm just like, you better be careful on that. Like, if y'all look up Rocket Boy on YouTube. Like, he was flying. I said, this is really crazy. And he don't look like he have some huge fuel jetpack. That's the crazy part about it. Like, it was just so compact, small, and he flying around. Crazy. But this is the type of technology that's coming up. Also, too, another thing that I saw, um, with paraplegics, people who are paralyzed, they have equipment to put around even someone with spinal damage that they can get up and walk. Now, that's the type of technology that I'm like, that will better, people who are in a wheelchair or can't seem to walk. As a matter of fact, there's also those with hands, 3D hands, and people who've had to be, amputees and stuff like that. I mean, they're running even faster with the new legs that they have. And it's getting even more advanced. Very, very advanced. So this is just letting you know, like, this is the type of technology that we're headed into. So we are headed into a cashless society. So be careful, prayerful, and just, yeah, that, when I saw that. But wait a minute, there was one other thing that creeped me out, you guys. They had a robot. The robot did flips in the air and was running and did flips. And I said to myself, who's going to be able to get away from that? There's also a flip side to some of the stuff that they're creating. They're creating IT intelligence where robots can actually, they want them to have feelings. So if they stab it or hurt it, it really does hurt. But they're so intelligent that they grow even more. That's very dangerous. I mean, we see some of these movies that came out before, and now we're starting to see that. Like Terminator. Like, this is like crazy. Look it up. Everything I'm saying, you can look it up. Anyway, it was great speaking to you guys. Just be very prayerful with you and your families. No matter what type of technology they bring out, we belong to the Lord. We belong to the Lord. Look it up about that robot. That robot, y'all, I've seen robots where, I mean, this thing, what was so crazy about this robot? Matter of fact, y'all gonna make me show it to y'all. The robot transformed from the legs to wheels. Wheels. They been said the COVID was in the air. We already knew it was airborne. This thing turned into like, this robot had wheels, and that was crazy to me. Everybody we're gonna boost our immune systems, and it's just gonna have to be there. Like, that's the only thing to do. But anyway, y'all have a great night tonight, a blessed night tonight.